Hi, I'm Andi. Welcome back. I'm really happy that you're here. Today, I am going to be doing a get ready with me using the Ensley Reign Cold Moon palette. Beautiful, beautiful, stunning palette. This was a birthday gift from three amazing friends. Mary Catherine Loves Cats, Laura the Bargain Hunter, and Cici from Panning for Goals all went together and bought this for me for my birthday. I have been coveting this palette for, well, since it came out in the winter. It was just living right here. And I kept saying, no, I'm not going to buy it. No, not going to buy it. They had their pre-order, and then they came out with another pre-order. And I decided that I was going to buy it for myself for my birthday. But before I could, they informed me not to buy it because they bought it for me for my birthday. So it is now a very special palette. This is what the inside looks like. It is absolutely stunning. Those cool muted tones are so in my heart. And the duochromes and multichromes are freaking phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Okay, I'm going to put my hair back. I'm going to put on my eyeshadow primer. This is the Alter Ego eyeshadow primer. I do really enjoy this. I do have a code with Alter Ego. It is Andi10, and it will save you 10% off of your order. I have used this palette with two different primers. This is my third time using this palette. I didn't want to do a first impressions. I wanted to get to know it, and I wanted it to be an experience the first time I used it, because I have been wanting this palette, and it is so stunning. I have used this palette with two different primers. I used it with the Ace Beauté eyeshadow primer, which does need to be set, and also the Alter Ego, and I really prefer it with the Alter Ego. So today I'm using the Alter Ego. I'm going to be going from my outer corner in. I've done this a couple of different ways. I started with my transition, my crease, all of that. I really enjoyed the look that I did with starting with the outer corner. So I am going to go into the shade Rebirth, and I'm going to put it just in my outer corner, kind of the outer part of the lid, I guess. These shadows are they are a little dusty. They're a little dusty in the pan, but they are very, very pigmented and blendable and soft, and these shimmers are very delicate, kind of flaky, very delicate, and they are stunning. Yep, that's how I like it. That's how I wanted it. That was the BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy A502. It is just a smaller blending brush. This is the A503. It's a little bit larger. I am going to go into the Cold Moon shade and put that in the front part of my lid. See how pigmented those are? I'm barely touching the shadow. They're absolutely stunning. I'm going to go into the shade Arithia, and it's a darker mauvey brown. I'm going to use a little bit denser brush. This is just an e.l.f. brush. And I'm going to put that in my crease area. Just right crease, the bottom of my transition. I want some depth there, but not too much. I don't want it to be really dark. I do want to add a little bit of depth. Yes, that is exactly what I'm going to take a very small brush. This is the Angie Hot and Flashy A504. I'm going to go back into that Cold Moon, that light gray shade, and I'm just going to blend out this top here. And I don't want any lines. And this is such a very pretty, cool gray, almost like a blue gray. But it's very, very pretty. Very happy with that. I'm going to use some NYX glitter primer, just a little bit, because I really want these special shimmers to shine. And I'm just going to put them on put it on with my finger. Sometimes I use a brush. The shimmers I will be putting on with a brush. That's just how I like to do them. I will be using an AOA brush. This is the E121. It is my favorite brush for shimmers. It is very flat. I'm going to start with the shade Storm Fairies. And I'm going to put that on the outer part of my lid. It is a darker shimmer, but it is beautiful. It has a purpley blue, shift to it. And it is not really going on well with that brush. I am not a finger shimmer person, you guys. I'm not. Let's see if we can use a little bit floofier brush, but still flat. So I'm going to go back into that Storm Fairies. It's just not, oh, there we go. There we go, just a little bit more. These are so very flaky. It needs a very light hand going in. So if I have to go in multiple times in order to get the payoff that I want, then I will do that. But with a finger, they apply beautifully, absolutely beautifully. You want to see the difference? I don't feel like I have the control with my finger. And it ends up being kind of a mess. But look at the difference. All right, that's what we're doing. Just put it on with my finger, because that's where it shines. Look at that. It is so stunning. Now, what am I going to put on the front of my lid? I kind of want to use one of these green shifting ones, just for funsies. But what is this Forbidding? Oh, that's awfully pretty. That's a shade of Forbidding. We have Storm Fairies, which is, I think, my favorite in this. See that? That's my favorite in the whole dang palette. And then Borealis, what does that do? Beautiful. That's what it does. It does beautiful. Look at that. Oh, you can see the shift on those. You guys, come on. Come on. All right. I'm going to try my pinky because it is the smallest little finger. And I'm going to see how it does. I think I'm going to go into the shade Snow Crystal with my finger. Look at that. I'm seeing green. You guys are seeing something else. Oh my goodness. That is so beautiful. Now I did put the glitter primer on, but I'm getting a little bit of fallout. But that is stunning. Oh my gosh, this palette is everything. All right, I'm going to go in with my other pinky on my other hand because I am not reaching my hand across and trying to look how easy. These are definitely finger shimmers. These are definitely finger shimmers. But that's fine. They're lovely. I am seeing, what are you guys seeing? I'm seeing pink and gold, but in the pan it looks blue-green. But yeah, I have a lot of fallout right here I have to clean up. The thing about using my finger, I go up higher than what I want to do. Like I have shimmer clear up here, and I don't necessarily want it there. So I am going to go back into the shade Aretha, and kind of put that in my crease and see if I can add some depth there. I don't like my shimmers. I do have hooded eyes. I do like my shimmers to go up a little higher than my actual crease, but that was just too high. And then I'm going to go back into Cold Moon and go right over top and just kind of blend that out very lightly. It's very pretty. I can't. This palette is so stunning. The shades are so flippin' beautiful. So that's it with the eye look for now. I'm going to do the rest of my face. This is the e.l.f. Liquid Putty Primer. I very much enjoy it. And then just in my T-zone, I'm going to go in with the Catrice Prime and Fine. This is very similar to the Putty Primer, the e.l.f. Original Putty Primer. It's very, very similar to that. And the best way that I found to use it is a brush. They do make putty brushes, but I just have this little guy. And what I do is I just kind of paint it on. And then I go through and I press it in. So it blends my pores a little bit. Now I'm going in with my e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I just go in a couple of times and then I put it on my little palette that's sitting here. I don't like to put that doe foot on my face. So is everybody having a good day? Now that we're done with the intricate part, is everybody having a good day? Tell me something good. Tell me something good that's happened to you this week or this month or this year or just today. I want to share your excitement with you. I'm going to go ahead and do some underpainting. I had a couple of people ask me about underpainting when I mention it. It's basically just painting underneath your foundation. So I'm going in with a highlighter and this is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Rose Quartz. And I'm just going where my highlighter would normally be. And it looks a little crazy when you do it, but it blends out beautifully. And then I'm going to take my e.l.f. Monochromatic Multi-Stick. This is in the shade Sparkling Rose. And I'm just going to put that there. And then I put my foundation over top of it, and I do apply my foundation with a sponge. And I just feel like it blends everything out beautifully. I am using my Cici cream. This is the illuminating, this or the original, either one. Sometimes I mix them together, but this is the one I had open. So this is what I'm using. I'm trying not to open other foundations until I get through some of the ones that I have. Now I will, because I'm mixing it in with that Halo Glow, I will put this on with my finger, but then I will just use my sponge. The concealer that I'm using is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh concealer. This is in the shade 60N. I really do enjoy this concealer so much. I think that it gives good coverage for what I need. I don't have really dark circles under my eyes, so I really don't need the I really don't need something that's super full coverage. I do like to blend this out with a brush, and then I'll go in with my concealer sponge from e.l.f. And I just go back with my sponge and take up any of the little bits of foundation that are still on there and just do a light layer. I love that foundation so much. I'm going to go in with some cream contour. This is the e.l.f. Halo Wand in Fairlight. This is almost too light for me, but it's such a beautiful, cool, almost gray shade, and I feel like that works so much better for a contour. I take the back end of my sponge and just blend that out. See where that created that shadow there? I need all the help I can get with cheekbones and jawline. All the help I can get. Now I am going to, we're going to spray. This is the MAC Fix It Plus Stay Over. The pump broke, so I rehomed it into that. And that is an amazing spritzer, so I'm not mad at it. Now it's time for powder, and I am using two different types of powder. I use the NARS powder for under my eyes and in my T-zone. It does such an amazing job of blending and blurring the lines and pores. This is the shade Crystal. So I just press and pull slightly. I don't yank. I just pull a little bit with just a little bit of pressure. What I'm doing is I'm picking it up, but then I'm kind of dabbing it off on the back of my hand so that I'm not trying to bake. I'm just trying to set. Then I go back on my hand, and then I just press into like my nose, around my nose. It blurs so well. Another more affordable powder that I love so much for doing the same thing is the e.l.f. HD setting powder. I feel like they're very comparable. Now I'm going in with a powder brush. This is an e.l.f. powder brush. This is a Wet n Wild container, but the inside is RCMA, no color powder. I had it in a bottle, and it just wasn't easy to use that way. So I just go in and powder the rest of my face, kind of buff it around. This is a powder that does not bother me in the winter. I have very dry skin, and sometimes a powder will make me look flat and cakey. So I don't like that, but I feel like this does a beautiful job of setting my cream products. Now I'm going to go in with the Essence Pure Nude in Goldie Cassis. It is a beautiful, cool blush. And I'm wanting something very cool for this look. I will be buffing this out, so do not fret. It looks a little crazy. Do not fret. I am going in with my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. It is my favorite bronzer. And I'm just kind of putting a little bit. Kind of doing a little contouring, a little bronzing, a little sun-kissed. And then I'm going in with my Avon Glow powder. I just use this as a finishing powder. This is where I buff everything out. And I just feel like it gives kind of an airbrushed look. Yes, I'm very, very happy with that. I'm going to do my brows. This is just the shade Bedrock from the That's Taupe palette. That is my brow shade. I do use, if you're new, I do use eyeshadow for my brows. And an angled brush, a very small angled brush. I did just trim them last night, but I haven't tweezed, and I really need to. Sometimes I tweeze, sometimes I shave, but I haven't done either one of those. As I always say, they're not twins, they're sisters. My eyebrows don't match, so they're not going to match. I'm not about pretending to draw on some eyebrows that aren't there. Just saying. I'm going to use a couple of different liners. This is the NYX Faux Whites is what it was called. I don't know if they still sell these or not. This is the shade Linen. It's just a very muted pink so that it's not so stark white in my waterline. But it adds some brightness to your eyes. And then I'm going to tightline with the Urban Decay Glide On 24/7 liner. This is in the shade 0. It is almost gone. It is almost gone. So I'm going to tightline and I'll be back. I tightline every time I do makeup. I tightline with a black liner. Every time. I rarely put liner on top of my lashes. I have hooded eyes. I don't want to compete with, I don't want anything to compete with that space. Sometimes I will put in a very thin line and do a little wing, but not today. I'm going in with the Maybelline Lash Stiletto. This is a holy grail. It has a very long and thin brush. It's a natural bristle brush, which I do love. And it does very well to lengthen and separate. And then I'm going to do one coat on top of that with the Melt Super Natural Lash. This is more of a volumizing mascara. I really have enjoyed using this. It is time, it is just about time for it to be put in the empties. The one thing I don't like about it is when you put the lid back on, you guys, there are kids screaming and yelling out here. There's nothing I can do about it. When I put the lid on, it gets really gross around the edges here. I am going to go into my BH Glam Reflection Rosé palette. This shade right here is almost always an inner corner shade for me. And I'm going to use that as an inner corner. If I do a cool look, then I usually use this. This is a beautiful, cool white shimmer. And I love the way it looks. I'm going to be really sad when that palette is gone. It has been a great palette. I just got mascara underneath my eye, so I'm going to let it dry, and then I'll just scratch it away. But let's do lips. There was a video a few weeks ago, a couple of videos a few weeks ago, people were asking me what lip I was wearing. You guys, it's a combo. It's a combo of things that you really can't get. But, I mean, this you can get. This is a lip liner I got from Temu, and it is taupe rose, taupe pink. It is, the brand is Face Secret, and I really, really like these. They were $1.88 each. I got a couple of these. But this is a beautiful taupey pink, but it's not enough for what I want for this look. So I'm going in with the e.l.f. Familia. This is the e.l.f. lip liner in Familia, and I'm going to line my lips. So that is what the lip liner looks like after that. Then I go in with this lip liner, and I go and I blend it out, and I mute it down a little bit. So stand by. I don't know if you can tell, but it's definitely not as dark. So then I go in with this little mini. This is the Ulta Beauty Velvet Matte. No idea what shade it is because it doesn't tell me, but I absolutely love it. And it's really a big shame because I won't be able to repurchase it. I don't think they actually carry it. It was in a little bundle, and I really love it. So I'm going to have to find a dupe for it. But this is what it looks like. And it looks so nice with these liners. I love this lip combo. And I get compliments all the time on this lip combo. And this is it. This is the final look. I blew my hair out. You guys, I have been blowing my hair out so much since I got it cut. And the reason being, I'm going to apply my hairline powder while I'm talking to you. It's just a brown eyeshadow. This brush. And I go in and cover up my regrowth because I'm not ready to color yet. It's not time. So I just do that. I regret the hell out of cutting my hair. It needed to be done. It was so dry and it was just lifeless. It needed to be done, but I'm not sure that I needed to cut as much off as I did. I cut 10 inches off. But I do like it blown out, but the longer it gets, the more difficult it's going to be to blow out. So after a while, I'm not going to be able to do that. I mean, I will. I just choose not to because it is kind of a pain, a little bit of a pain to blow out when it's longer. Thank you so much for joining me today for my Get Ready With Me using the Ensley Reign Cold Moon palette. Stunning palette. It is so beautiful. Those women mean the world to me. They really do. So thank you again, Mary, Laura, and Cici. I appreciate you so much. This was such an amazing surprise, and I love you. So thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you being here. And until next time, everyone have a great day, and we'll see you later.